You should get some vodka in you. I'm just kidding. But
That'll
anyway,
be probably 6:15 Eastern time.
yeah, there's a backdrop to this. The whole country shut down, and they told us that sports weren't essential. And we have a good outdoors and fishing and things to do, and I started to get more into that. Government kind of.
But I thought that I thought distance would make the heart grow fonder. You go without something, you realize how much you miss it and like it. You get it back, and you're overjoyed to have it again. No?
Yeah, and there's more to it. I'm from Cleveland. I'm ex-American, and they want the team name. Nobody asked me. I think it's okay that the team name is what it is.
Okay.
There's more to it. And as far as the social justice issue, if you have to turn the game off for 10 minutes, game, it's not worth it in my mind.
Okay, I got you, Vince. Here's Brad in South Carolina on CBS Sports Radio. Hi, Brad.
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Not too bad. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, so I think just, like a few of your other callers, for me, it's been a moral and a social and ethical issue. I think a lot of people feel like these athletes are taking a bully pulpit, and I appreciate what you're doing, opening up to have some honest dialogue, because I feel like a lot of the hosts and color commentators, they kind of do similar things as well, and it's like a little sleight of hand where you try to do this thing where you say, well, if you don't watch, then you're somehow this or that.
I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah,
no way.
I don't think you are at all. I think you're doing a great job of just having some transparent dialogue. But I think that's what people are tired of. They're tired of being bullied by these people. They appreciate them for their abilities and the product that they put on the field.
Yep.
But
hey, Brad, let me ask you a question, okay? No problem.
Yes,
Because I am interested in your answer. Do you think there's a number that matters here? And here's what I mean by that. I'm genuinely interested in this. If just one player was doing it, would that still be enough for you to not watch?
Probably not, but I don't feel like that's what we're seeing.
No, you're right. We're not, and we're not. I was just trying to get. Because I think because other people may give different answers. Because it's not like I know. Eventually, he ended up getting a couple of teammates to do it too. But initially it was just Colin Kaepernick who was taking a knee, and for a lot of people, for a lot of Americans, that in and of itself was enough to not watch. Just one guy. So what I try to do here is, look. I am somebody who is not conflict adverse at all, right? I think a lot of the times some of the best radio that is produced in this medium is when you have two people that are on other sides of the aisle that have totally different opinions on something. But that can become problematic when you get into these much deeper issues than, is this team good? Is this team bad? Is this coach, should this coach be fired? Should he not? Was this a good trade? Was it a bad trade? Those are things that I have no problem screaming and yelling at people about back and forth. And I might even make it personal sometimes and hear an opinion that is so idiotic to me that I will call you out for it. I have a much harder time doing that when it comes to stuff like this. When it comes to people's opinions on social justice and the way it affects their sports viewing habits. Because I'll disagree with a lot of people on it, but I try to maintain respect throughout the entire process. And hopefully we've done a lot of that this hour. Coming up next, Tiki Barber from Tiki and Tierney, ex-NFL running backs calling Miami, Florida State. We're going to talk about that and more next. The Pony Express, CBS Sports Radio.
Are you a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts? You may be entitled to compensation, no matter how long ago the abuse happened, but your time to file a claim is limited. Call 1-800-933-8199. That's 1-800-933-8199 for more information. As a result of thousands of victims filing sexual abuse claims, the Boy Scouts have filed for bankruptcy protection, and the bankruptcy court has set November 16, 2020 as the deadline for abuse survivors to file a claim. As a result of this bankruptcy, a victims' compensation fund is being set up that may be worth over $1.5 billion. If you are a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts, you may be entitled to compensation. Call 1-800-933-8199. That's 1-800-933-8199 and talk to one of the compassionate counselors for more information and to see if you may qualify. Your call is completely confidential. Call 1-800-933-8199 today. Sponsored by Mark J. Byrne & Partners, LLC.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
Morgan, what do you know about the ECU quarterback?
He likes to eat. He eats healthy, wearing a mask.
All right.
Good kid, good grades.
All right, there you go. You don't have to worry about his grades. That's a good thing.
The first time I saw your son, y'all came to practice. I think he was going into his junior year. I thought he was like a defensive end.
You got excited.
Because he was so big, and said, no, he's quarterback over at Conley. I said, dang.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
2020 certainly hasn't been the year many of us were hoping for, but one thing has stayed the same. I'm Tim Sutton with Greenville Auto World, and our commitment to our customers has never wavered. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Your vehicle is a big investment, and our customers trust us to keep them up and running with outstanding service and value. With Greenville Auto World, cross from Hardee's at Bells Fork.
PR927FM.com is the Pirate Nation's home to stream Pirate Radio live or archived anytime.
Steve Shankwaller, the offensive line coach, not having a big crowd and some of the sights and sounds on game day, that's going to be a key, isn't it?
Oh, I agree with you. Obviously Dowdy Fickle is one of the best environments on the East Coast, and that's something that that we'll all miss. But the reality of it is, once that ball snapped, you're focused on other things than crowd noise. And these is again, I go back to what I said. It's been a long time since these guys have competed against anybody other than their own teammates.
PR927FM.com, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's menu has grown again with the all-new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. The papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and are only $6. Choose from the all-new grilled buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, Italian, pepperoni meatball, and barbecue chicken and bacon, all for only $6 each. Also for a limited time, get any large 5-topping pizza for only $13.99. Place your order today online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Hey Pirate fans, this is head coach Mike Houston. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been taking care of our athletes here at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or if it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the folks who have been taking care of me and many of our fans in Pirate Nation or visit them online at orthopedicseast.com. Go Pirates!
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
More normal with the SEC back. Still a month away from Big Ten football, and news in the last 48 hours that even some of the Group of 5 leagues, Mountain West, MAC, will come back and play later this year. We'll continue to keep you updated on these games, for sure. Oklahoma blew a big lead, lost at home to Kansas State. Back-to-back years they lose to K-State. West Virginia, Oklahoma State underway. That game is scoreless. I haven't seen if Spencer Sanders is in yet for Oak State, the second-year quarterback, last year's Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Texas, you now, I think, would call them the favorite in the Big 12. They are playing in Lubbock at Texas Tech. That game is tied at 7. Both teams have scored on their first possession. Sam Ehlinger, a long 14-play drive, was 6 for 6 on the drive to put Texas up 7-0. Texas Tech answered. The primetime game tonight is number 12 Miami at 2-0 against Florida State. Tiki Barber from Tiki and Tierney here on CBS Sports Radio, 3 to 6 Monday through Friday Eastern, noon to 3 Pacific. The former great Giants running back, all-pro Giants running back, Virginia Cavalier, will have the national radio call of this game. And Tiki has been kind enough to join me for a few minutes right now. Tiki, what do you think is the number one storyline for Miami, Florida State tonight?
The rivalry and whether or not Miami is back. I put that in quotes because that's what everybody is saying after these first 2 weeks. And UAB, it shouldn't have given them the challenge. They played poorly at first, but then they ended up winning that game pretty convincingly. And the same thing can be said for Louisville, but Louisville's not quite ready, especially defensively. So it looks like Miami is back. The reality will, I think, be more clear once we start seeing some bigger games. This one might not be it because Florida State has struggled so much. Yeah. And the fact that their head coach, Mike Norvell, is not even allowed at the stadium or to communicate throughout the game. So it's a little bit of...
I didn't know that second part, Tiki. I didn't know it was like a manager getting thrown out of a baseball game.
That's exactly right, Pony. He cannot communicate. He can communicate all week, but can have no interaction during the game. So it's completely on his offensive coordinator to call the game. Coach Thompson is the deputy. He's a tight ends coach, but he's like the deputy head coach. Okay. He will take over and be the head coach throughout the course of the game. Mike Norvell, as we all know, is one of the great offensive minds in football, but he can't.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Pirate fans, welcome to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Be sure to visit one of ECU graduate Brandon Tate's Platinum-certified U.S. Cellular stores and experience the highest standard of customer service. Call in on the live line at 317-1250. Now, with a complete recap of the game and your phone calls, live from the Pirate Radio studios, here's your host of the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter, Clip Brock.
All right, game 1 in the books for 2020, and UCF comes to town, puts up 51 points, and beats ECU 51-28 to start the 2020 season for the Pirates. A lot to talk about in this one. The offense sputters, lots of turnovers, gets some garbage points late to put up that 28 points. Here in today's game, the defense kept ECU in the fight, as Mike Houston talked about all week for a while. But man, UCF too tough, Dylan Gabriel too good, and that offense got rolling today at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. What are your thoughts on the game we just witnessed? 51-28, the final score. We'll take your calls on the fixed NC Live line, 317-1250. We have open lines right now, so if you want to get in, now's the time to do it. We'll roll on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show after this.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find them at US Cellular because we speak fair. Plus, when you switch right now, you can get $500 off the latest phones. Upgrade to fair. Upgrade to US Cellular. Requires new postpaid service plan, new line port, and credit approval. Qualified smartphone purchase and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month RIC. Taxes, fees, and additional terms apply.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Great news, amigos. Chico's Dine-In Service is back open every day. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Chico's is still offering to-go and curbside service as well by calling 757-1666. Don't forget to stock up on Chico's famous margarita mix for only $9.99 per half gallon. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to-go.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals. Reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get auto, home, life, and business insurance all from one agency? Well, that's where the Gavigan Agency comes in. They can help protect what is important to you. So why not simplify your life? See the Gavigan Agency in Greenville or give them a call today at 252-756-1400. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's menu has grown again with the all-new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. The papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and are only $6. Choose from the all-new grilled buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, Italian, pepperoni meatball, and barbecue chicken and bacon, all for only $6 each. Also for a limited time, get any large 5-topping pizza for only $13.99. Place your order today online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pirate Radio. The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, let's run down the finals from earlier today. Number 5, Florida defeated Ole Miss 51-35. It was Kansas State upsetting Lincoln Riley's Oklahoma Sooners 38-35. Number 19, Louisiana got by Georgia Southern 20-18. 21st ranked Pittsburgh got a win over number 24, Louisville 23-20. Number 8, Auburn beat Kentucky 29-13. App State drubbed Campbell 52-21. Games going on right now. It is Georgia Tech trailing Syracuse in the fourth quarter 37-20. And Iowa State has a 23-21 lead over TCU. Texas and Texas Tech just began, and their game is tied at 7 apiece. Number 22, Army has a 7-3 lead over number 14, Cincinnati. Number 6, LSU trails Mississippi State by a score of 3-0 in the first quarter. And that is a look at your scoreboard. Now let's head back in to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter post-game call-in show. Here's your host, Clip Brown.
All right, a lot of Vegas drama in today's game as ECU, a 27-point underdog, scores late. Also, if you follow that sort of stuff, the total of today's game around 77 points. So, an important touchdown late by ECU to some. But as far as the game goes, did not matter because UCF got up in the second quarter and really did not look back as they roll up 51 today against ECU, 51-28. We have a couple lines open at 317-1250. We'll get to Randy and Cameron in just a moment. Coach Rick Smith joins us here inside the Pirate Radio studios to break down what he saw in the 51-28 game today. UCF victorious over ECU. Coach Smith, welcome in.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming in. And before we get to Randy and Cameron, you got a few quick thoughts for us on what you saw today?
Well, I thought, I was hoping that I would see a lot more improvement than, what we saw. I guess the worst play was the 50 or 60 yard with nobody around the guy, just a simple busted coverage. From what I could tell on the TV was the corner squatted and the safety stayed in the middle of the field. So the corner was playing a 2-deep coverage and the safety was playing a 3-deep coverage. So just miscommunication there. If we did a first quarter call-in show, we'd be excited about the defense. I mean, they held their ground when ECU kept fumbling the ball away on offense. I thought they were better. If you think about Central Florida had, and I might be one player off, 7 returners from last year's football team on the offense. I know all 3 receivers were back. The tight end was back. Quarterback was back. Tailback was back, and I think one of the O-linemen. Now, you go on the defensive side of the ball. I believe you said 9, right? The whole 4 secondary, DB, both corners, both safeties, and the nickel were back. Yeah. Both linebackers were back, and 2 tackles. So 9 were back. The only 2 guys that didn't start last year were the 2 defensive ends. So, they had a lot of people back. And it took them a while to. I've never seen a game start with 4 false starts or a drive, a series start. That was incredible. And guess what? They still got the first down. My comment was they weren't ready to play, but they got ready. Man, it didn't take. When they get ready, they get that thing going. All right, Randy, we'll get to you in a moment. Let's start with Cameron in Greenville first. Hey, Cameron.
Hey, what's up, Clip? Hey, the plus 27, I hammered it, and we ended up backdoor covering it. I think UCF is a much better team than they even were last year. I don't see them losing except to maybe Cincinnati, if at all, in the AAC. They have a solid chance to make the playoff. I was really disappointed in our wide receivers today. I was impressed by Amatosha. TJ Johnson had 1 touchdown pass, but other than that, our wide receivers were pretty non-existent. I don't know if that was the offensive line not giving Holton enough time or just the defensive UCF speed shocking our receivers at the line of scrimmage. But with our offense, I was impressed with our run game, and I applaud Coach Houston. Later in the game, he knew we were going to lose, so he decided to focus on the run game, try and get something going, and we got it going. I was impressed with Mitchell and Harris. Hayden, he fumbled the ball a couple times, and Penix had a good game too. But I was impressed with our running backs. But there's nothing much you can really do against UCF. I did not expect us to win. If anybody expected us to win, they were just in fantasy land. I was also really impressed with some of these young guys on our defense. I think the problem with our defense is going to be this year is our youth and the defensive line, because we didn't get pressure on Gabriel at all, except for when we all-out blitz. And I think that's going to be a problem going forward. But, hey, ECU covers the spread. Good teams win football games. Great teams cover the spread. I think ECU is going to cover the spread a lot this year. I saw some improvement, a lot of mistakes, but we've dealt with COVID issues and lack of practices and stuff like that. I'm interested to see what's going to be happening next week with Georgia State. Maybe that game might get canceled or something. I don't know, because of the COVID test for Georgia State. But, we covered the spread. I saw some improvement. I really like the young guys on defense. That's really all I have to say. We gotta clean up the turnovers. I know it's our first game. We're playing against one of the best teams in the country that's already played a game, so it's going to be tough. But I was really impressed with some of the young guys on our defense, especially the safeties, quarterbacks. But yeah, guys, the turnovers really killed us. But hey, we covered the spread. Got to keep working, adjusting things on offense. Got to get some more receivers in play. But impressed with the run game and some of the young guys on defense. So I'll give it back to you and see what everybody else thinks.
All right, Cameron, thank you very much. I enjoy the spread talk. Rick Smith, I'm going to guess, could not care less if ECU covered the spread or not today.
Care less.
Yeah, I figured so. I don't know if these are empty stats or not, Coach, but ECU did finish, as we look at the UB stat sheet, with 244 rushing yards. Now, a lot of that offensive production came late in the game. I don't know how much that even means to have 244 rushing yards. Hopefully, it can pay dividends moving forward, and they can get some confidence in the run game. But, does that stat mean anything to you in a 51-28 loss?
Yeah, my goal as a defensive coordinator was to never give up over 150 yards, and we would usually go into a goal, depending on who we were playing, okay, we can't give up over 100 rushing, we can't give up over, like when we played Houston, for instance, we felt good if we could hold them to under 400 yards passing.
Right.
That's all they did.
Yep.
But we just didn't play well enough the first half.
And, man, the receiving numbers are astonishing when you look at them. C.J. Johnson's got to have more than 2 for 52, and one of those was a 37-yard touchdown, which was a great play. Broke a tackle and looked like the C.J. of old, but only 2 catches. Blake Prohl, 2 for 19. Tyler Snead, 2 for 8. And, boy, his second one was just one of those little pitch plays where he took it from Holden and ran into the end zone for the late touchdown. Those are our big guys when it comes to the passing game, and just 2 catches for those 3 guys today, Coach. Not good enough.
No, I would get the ball somehow to those guys, especially Johnson.
Yeah. All right, 317-1250. We have open lines if you want to jump in. Let's go to Randy in, does that say Seven Lakes? Hello, Randy.
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
All right, how are you?
Good. Hats off to UCF. I think they are a much better team than ranked 13th in the nation. Earlier on, I felt like they kind of were handing us the game on a silver platter, with all the penalties and whatnot. I really hate that we couldn't capitalize on some of those. Maybe it would have changed the trajectory of the game a bit. But again, they're a pretty great team, and I didn't expect to come in and win. Really hopeful, of course, but this is not going to be a 1 or 2 year process for Mike Houston. This is going to be a 3-4 year process. We've had a lot of what has happened to the program has really set us back. So I really hope, whatever the outcome of the season is, I hope we give Houston a chance. Already I can tell we look a lot better offensively and defensively. I just hope the Pirate Nation's willing to be a little bit patient with Houston. I think he's probably one of the best guys we've had come in recently, and I really hope that in 3 or 4 years we can start. Maybe even next year. I think honestly, I feel like we'll get a big win this year, but I think next year you're really going to start seeing, not to downplay what's going to happen the rest of the season, but I really think by next season and season on, we're really going to see a really good football team being put out on the field.
All right, Randy, thanks for your call. It's interesting, Coach. Different people have different perspectives on the games, and Randy sounded, somewhat optimistic after what he saw today, knew that UCF was a tough opponent and things would get a little easier and maybe a little better when the Pirates face lesser competition. But what did you make of his comments that, I don't know, I didn't see an improved offense on the field today. I expect them to be a lot better moving forward, but I was disappointed overall in the offense today.
Well, I made a comment yesterday on the show. Wasn't it Friday yesterday?
Yes, sir.
We'll have a chance if we don't turn it over. Okay.
That went out the window quick.
Second series fumble, third series fumble, fourth series fumble, fourth down, we drop a pass. And I always felt like if our offense went for it on fourth down and they didn't make it, that's a turnover because it's right there.
Yeah.
Well, there's 4 of them in a row. Fumble, fourth down, stop, drop, pass. It would have been a first down. He just dropped it. Then there's 2 punts. and it's a halftime. That was our first half. I mean, we did nothing after the first score of the first half. And on the other side, UCF touchdown, punt, field goal, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. Out of 6 series, they scored 5 times.
So the first drive was a touchdown for UCF, but look at that punt and field goal. They started, I want to say, both of them in ECU territory. And for the defense to force a punt and hold them to a field goal was a huge win at that point in the game. But then, like you said, you ran through the offensive possessions and couldn't do anything with it at all. All right, 317-1250. We have a couple open lines if you want to jump in. Mike is up in Greenville. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Cliff, what an exciting game there at the end. I really thought UCF was going to cover that 24 for me, but the garbage touchdown at the end.
Don't bet against the Pirates, Mike.
Man, you can't bet with your heart, Cliff. You can't bet with your heart, and I could not take the Pirates today, and it ended up costing me, but that's okay. But on a serious note, I do think there's positives to come out of this. I like the way ECU was running downhill. I really think their defense, even though it didn't show it, played well to start off. They just got gassed. I think the future for ECU is bright. I'm looking forward to hopefully a game next week. If it's not against Georgia State, maybe they can flip a Marshall or another opponent quickly. But I'm looking forward to ECU getting back on the field. I do question the play call right there at the end of the half where Holton just about got killed. I think they should have just that could have been disastrous. And at the end of the game, I would have liked to have seen another QB, whether it had been Flynn or Garcia or somebody to get in there just to get a few other game snaps. But other than that, it was kind of what I expected. UCF coming in already played a game, and ECU not played one. But it was good to finally see the Pirates back on the field. I'm not going to down them after the first game, and I'm certainly looking forward to the next one. And I'll take your comments off the phone.
All right, Mike. Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in and giving us a call today. And, Coach, about the quarterback thing, I see both sides of it. I probably would have got another quarterback in there to get experience. But also with this offseason, when you've lost a lot of time, you want to get reps with your first team together against a real opponent, I guess, as much as you can. What do you think about Holton going the whole game and not getting another quarterback any snaps?
I would have put the other quarterback in and got some snaps maybe the last 2 series. If I'm not mistaken, was it Garcia?
Yes, he was
he got 1 snap last year.
No, he's a true freshman. And Flynn, I don't know if he got snaps because I believe Brian Gagg did. So they both need experience at some point.
I just remember last year at the end of the season, some people were talking about our backup quarterbacks got no reps, and we could have got one of them some today. But they're the coaches; they make those decisions, and they make they spend all week making those decisions.
317-1250. Let's get one more in before we take a timeout. Wells is up in Wilmington. Hey, Wells.
Hey, how are you guys doing today, man? We had a great time out here tailgating for this one, and we were looking forward to this. So I think we had a great show out. Offense showed up, and we had some turnovers that weren't the best. But, I think we'll get everything pulled together. It was, we knocked the rust off, and I think that we'll get going here.
Well, yeah, let's hope that rust is knocked off and we can get going. Glad to hear you had a good tailgate. Hopefully you listened to us on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We had a lot of fun earlier today, and we'll do the same next week. And thanks for checking in, Wells, on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. All right, Rodney, hang on. We'll get to you at our next break when we first come out of this timeout. And we have open lines, 317-1250 if you want to jump in. Coach Smith, Parker's Barbecue, dropped off some awesome pregame food, and we got some postgame leftovers. If you want some chicken, barbecue, Brunswick stew, slaw, banana pudding, hush puppies, potatoes, it's all in the back.
I might throw some in the car on the way home.
Yeah, get a to-go plate. Thanks to Parker's Barbecue. They ship nationwide for you folks out of the listening area that are tuned in on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Parker's, 3 locations in Greenville to serve you. And, man, they hooked us up today with some awesome tailgate food and some post-game food. We'll take a time out, come back, have more for you after this.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pasta, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Hey guys, do you not look your best? Do your hair and nails need some work? When is the last time you looked at your feet? Guys, I can assure you that the ladies love a nicely groomed man. I'm Amanda and I have the solution. The Man Cave is now open, offering salon services for men only. Men, come enjoy the complimentary lounge before or after your service with free food, drinks, and pool table. The Man Cave, now open on the corner of Fire Tower and Evans, Greenville.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water-soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Go Pirates!
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
What's the big deal?
Where can you get pizza, bread twists, specialty chicken, and more for just $5.99 each?
Is it at Domino's?
He hands off hand toss pizza and a marble cookie brownie. He's going!
There's a lot of variety on the radio and at Domino's too, where you can
mix and match 2 or more. $5.99 each at Domino's.
2-item minimum. Pan pizza, bone-in wings, and bread bowls will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with Copy Pro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. Copy Pro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at Copy Pro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
Copy Pro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. Clip Brock here, Shirley Rhodes. We started early this morning. Shirley continuing to do a great job. And Glenn Griffin multitasking, handling the video production and hearing what Mike Houston has to say as he talks to media members via Zoom. And we'll have, we got those quotes going on our social media sites as we speak. And then we will also have some audio for you later on in today's show. All right, 317-1250. We have open lines if you want to jump in. We also have Rodney up in Winterville. Hey, Rodney.
Hey, how y'all doing? I was excited to see the season start today, but I really was not looking for a win today. I just wanted to see how we would come out, especially with the pandemic going on, how we would look. I think it's hard to really evaluate where we are as a team, especially playing Central Florida, one of the premier teams the past couple of seasons. Maybe we have a better gauge of interest if we would have played a Marshall, Georgia State. With that, it was good to see us move the ball on the first drive, but I'm like Coach said, when you fumble, 4th down, I'm about like the coach. That's just like a turnover. there's no improvement there. So we need to still see some improvement and consistency there. Is it just me, or did it seem like that Central Florida receivers over our DBs are like me and the boys? I've always been critical of our secondary because I've been watching Pirate football since '86, and now it seems to be like we're kind of small on that side of the ball. It's hard for us to play physical, and that's one of our weak points. Sometimes we can stop the run, but we're still having problems in our secondary, season in, season out, and we just cannot get no stability there. I remember back in the day we did have some good DBs where we could really stop the pass, but it seems like that's going out the window. I think we got to give Coach Houston a couple more seasons. I think he is going to turn this program around, but it's going to take time. And like one of the other callers said, I hope our fan base is patient enough to see it happen, because if not, we're going to be looking for another coach again in another couple of seasons.
All right, Rodney in Winterville. Thanks for calling in, Rodney. And I don't know if you heard Rick Smith and I Friday on Pirate Radio Live. We talked about the height disadvantage ECU had just about across the board in this game, Coach, but especially their receivers versus our DBs. And Rodney saw a big difference on the field today, the height discrepancy.
Yeah, big difference. Our two corners are 5'9", and their three wide receivers were 6'4", 6'4", 6'2", which it's not as big of an advantage if you play zone coverage, but if you're playing man coverage and it's always one-on-one, then that is an advantage for the taller person.
All right, 317-1250. We have open lines. You can chime in on Facebook Live as well. Barry says 54 rushing attempts. Are we going to actually be more of a running team this year? I don't know. I think the end of that game, the fourth quarter, I don't know how much of it was, okay, this one's out of reach, let's let this clock run a little bit, or how much of it was they wanted to establish a run. But they were able to really run the ball well late in the game and run it down the field and ended up getting a late score. But if you look at the numbers, the true freshman, Keaton Mitchell, 8 carries, 66 yards. Chase Hayden, 9 for 42, had a fumble. Raji Harris, 12 for 42, had a fumble, but it was recovered by ECU. Penix had a fumble, 13 carries, 39 yards, and had a touchdown. Those guys got involved in the passing game as well. Penix had a receiving touchdown out of the backfield. You had Chase Hayden with a catch for 31 yards, Keaton Mitchell 2 for 18. So the running backs were active today. I don't want to put too much on that because when the game still mattered, I don't know if we ran the ball as well as we did when the game didn't matter late. But, again, 244 rushing yards for the Pirates today, Coach, and that's a number against a pretty good defense that we have not been getting in years past.
Well, that is a lot of yards. I always felt like that if your defense gave up 150 yards, you're probably going to get beat. And what did we run for today? You said
244.
244.
Yeah, and that includes 55 from the quarterback, Holton Ahlers, today. Only 215 passing yards for the Pirates today, though, Coach.
Well, the difference in the ball game again is the 4 turnovers, and they didn't turn it over.
And you explained it and how they got so many more drives than we did, and you broke the numbers now.
Well, they had 6 series the first half, and they had 7 the second half, so that's 13. Then you add the 4 turnovers. I always felt like that was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And you take we had 7 and we had 13, and you take 4 away, 9.
Yeah, that is a huge discrepancy there.
So you give us 13 opportunities to score, and you give them, what did I say? 17 opportunities.
17
opportunities to score, and they only get 9.
Yeah.
So
about doubled you up there when you talk about the turnovers, and those were backbreakers because again the defense I thought played pretty well early in this game and kept things close. And Coach, what did you think overall of Blake Harrell's defense? We saw sometimes he just said, you know what, I know we're outmanning the secondary, but I'm going to send the house on this guy, and they were pretty aggressive. I thought
they were. I saw some, I guess maybe 5 or 6 all-out blitzes.
Yeah.
I mean, where he sent the house. He sent all 4 down linemen and all 3 linebackers. And that's 7 people, and usually you only have 6 to pick up 7, so you should get there. But if you don't,
You're leaving your guy out there one-on-one. It could be trouble. Coach Houston talking about the receivers in the post-game press conference. And again, 2 catches apiece for the big 3 today. C.J. Johnson, Blake Prohl, and Tyler Snead. And Coach Houston, said, Coach, I believe in them. The reason I'm disappointed is I believe we have some of the best running backs in the league, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, some of the best wide receivers. I'm disappointed because we didn't play like it. So you got to get more production out of those wide receivers. And in the passing game as a whole, you had some drops. You had Ehlers forcing one in the end zone that was a turnover, an interception, and so many penalties, Coach, on both sides. Again, the UCF penalties, you usually don't win when you commit that many penalties, but they were so darn good they were able to overcome it today.
A lot of penalties. You expect more early in the season, but you shouldn't have over 6 or 7 penalties in a normal game.
Todd says the turning point in the game was UCF's offensive line remembering how to stay set until the ball was snapped. Well, that certainly helped them because when they weren't going in reverse, they were usually going down the field. And that quarterback's good. And again, his O-line gave him quite a bit of time today. ECU had a roughing the passer late, Coach. I think that was like I finally got a chance to get my hands on the quarterback. I'm going to get him. Unfortunately, Rick Dubray, you got him late. ECU did not get enough pressure today on Gabriel.
No, but, they have a really good offensive line. We talked about that last week. All those people on the O-line played last week. And if you remember, yesterday we talked about the size differential that we were giving up. Our defensive line versus their offensive line, they had an average of 3.5 inches on us height-wise, and I believe it was
about 50 pounds, something like that, yeah.
51 pounds.
Yeah.
And you start out, it doesn't make that much difference the first quarter, second quarter, but by the time you get to that fourth quarter, you're tired because you're pushing on somebody that weighs 50 more pounds than you do.
Talking to Coach Rick Smith here. If you got a question for him, you can call in 317-1250. We got Josh up in Greenville. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Cliff, how are you?
All right, man. What's up?
Hey, my thing is, so we get down, in the second half. Obviously, we're down in the first half, but then we come out and we start running the ball. Why are we not throwing the ball? And then, 2, with the season that we have to where red shirts don't matter, why are we keeping holding in the game? Why are we not trying something different? You know what I'm saying?
Question 1, why are you running the ball? I don't know. Some of that might have been just to kill the clock and get out of there when the game was over, but also the run game was working a lot better than the pass game today. The Pirates finishing with 244 rushing yards, 215 passing yards, and not getting another quarterback in there. We discussed that earlier. Both Coach Smith and I said we would have got either Garcia or Flynn in there, get him a few reps, but Coach Houston decided not to. I don't know if he wants to get as many reps as possible with his starters because of the missed time this offseason, but I would have probably got another quarterback in there.
Yep, fair analysis. I appreciate it.
All right, Josh. Thanks, man. There's Josh in Greenville. 317-1250. We have open lines. Get in now, and we'll get you on the show talking to Coach Smith, and I will take a timeout, come back, and have more for you on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. We are back after this.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hey Pirate fans, this is head coach Mike Houston. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been taking care of our athletes here at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or if it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the folks who have been taking care of me and many of our fans in Pirate Nation, or visit them online at orthopedicseast.com. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer. This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Cadillac Escalade and save over $13,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty. We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove is now offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. These Fast Passes are good in New Bern and at all 3 Greenville locations. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And now in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
If you're like many, you may have put on the Corona 5, 10, or even 15 over the last 2 months. Well, the weather is warm and it's time to get that body back on track. At Clean Eats, we have you covered. Our weekly meal plan will quickly help you get back to where you want to be. Order online at cleaneats.com. Our cafe is back open, sanitized, and waiting to serve you healthy lunch and dinner options for dine-in, takeout, curbside, or even delivered through our delivery partners. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250, the number on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. We have some open lines. We got Kyle and LaGrange to get to. Rick Smith, former ECU defensive coordinator, is here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Let's go ahead, Shirley, and go back to the phone lines and talk to Kyle and LaGrange. Hey, Kyle.
Yep. Hey, Coach. How y'all doing? I'm sure y'all are sick of being asked that already.
Doing all right.
Guys, you know, I've missed most of the show, so I'm sure I'm just going to repeat stuff other people have said. I didn't see – everything I saw today wasn't bad. I thought that the running game, you know, and I know in the second half that's kind of what UCF was giving us. But even in the first half, we were able to run it. We just, you know, had some fumbles in bad situations that kind of stalled the offense. So I do think we have a better running game. I think, you know, the defense with Coach Harrell, you know, that's kind of baptism under fire, man. A new scheme. You didn't even have spring ball. One of the best offenses in the country. They go 100 miles an hour. I don't really know that you could be too critical of the defense when you're playing that offense and you haven't played a game yet. It kind of is what it is. It's what I expected. Actually, at times, I thought we did some good things on defense. The senator, Mr. Robert Kennedy, I think he's going to be really good in the back end, Coach Smith. What do you think?
I think we're going to be fine this year again. It's, you know, new defensive coordinator, but see, a lot of people don't realize, but he's not the only new defensive coach. The entire staff on defense is new. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, you've got, for the first time, you know, it's game day, and your communication between the coaches in the press box and the coaches on the sideline, getting this corrected and getting that corrected from upstairs to downstairs, you know, that was a learning experience for them, and they will be 100% better at that next week. just tough to open up with a team like Central Florida.
I agree with Kyle too. That I'd like to see them, for lack of a better term, against a normal offense and not this hyper-speed, high-powered UCF offense before I make any judgments on Blake Harrell. Kyle,
I agree 100%.
I remember going against Central Florida, the no huddle, some other teams, and the toughest thing is to try to get your scout team at practice to give you that same tempo. I mean, it's just hard to get your defense ready to face that no-huddle offense.
you said yesterday you used to have two different offenses, so as soon as the play was over, another offense was ready to snap the ball, the one defense.
We had one offense on one hash mark and one offense on the other hash mark, and the defense was in the middle. And we would run over and line up to the offense that was on our left, and they would run a play, and as soon as that play's over, we would run to the hash on the right, line up, and they'd run the play, and we'd do about 9 of those in a row.
Yeah.
And, that really helped us, but still, it's not the same.
Yeah.
One thing I did find concerning, guys, and I don't know what y'all saw, but to me, the passing game, there's no reason we shouldn't have been able to throw the ball down the field better than we did today. I really don't understand the performance. I know part of it was pressure on Holton, but overall, that was the disappointing part to me was the passing game.
Yeah, I agree. I talked about it. I mean, 215 yards passing, not good enough. 2 catches apiece for Johnson, Prohl, and Snead, not good enough. I was disappointed in that part of today's game.
Yeah, and I thought, maybe I missed some things. I didn't watch all the routes, but it seems to me we didn't utilize Snead enough over the middle. It seems to me that's where he was most effective last year. But I'll hang up and let somebody else talk, and I'd be interested to see if we play Georgia State next weekend. If they cancel soon enough, do you think we can get Marshall in here? They're off. Go Pirates.
Yeah, I hope that could be the case, Kyle. And Coach Smith, you said yesterday, and of course ECU's already prepared for Marshall and Marshall for ECU, so it wouldn't be the most difficult thing in the world for the coaches, right, to have this game next Saturday.
No, I think it would have to be decided, though, sometime late Sunday, early Monday morning.
That's the cutoff.
Yeah, to get it worked out. And I would assume they would come here.
Yeah. Yep.
And I guess Marshall, they don't have their own jet, so they would either have to bus or hopefully they can get a charter, late notice.
Yeah. 317-1250. We got calls lining up. I think we have one line open, and we will go to Bill in Elizabeth City. Hey, Bill.
Hey, fellas. Thanks for taking my call. I just kind of coming into the conversation. I guess more of an opinion more than a question, but to me, it's like, I don't know if Houston wants to commit to the running game or, but my point is, it's like, we had that first drive, everything's going great and everything, and I just think, and I just heard you make the comment, it's like, man, we got some of the most prolific receivers in the conference, and I don't know, we're still trying to run the ball and not play catch up, and I don't, I know that you got to rest the defense and so forth, but the play calling to me was a little, I'm not saying suspect, I just thought that, that I thought we were going to have to play catch up, and that was sort of maybe be a game plan, kind of like, okay, they want to score, we should score, and so forth, and, but I don't know, we had a lot of running game, and Penix looked good, and I get both sides of the coin, is what I'm trying to say, and give your defense time to rest. But and that's my first point. And the second point, the damn turnovers, and it's like, and then we had the penalties. And I know it was our first game; we looked a little rusty, but I still think that we should have won this game. And that's my pirate inside of me, But I think that I think with all of those things said, I think that we should have. It could have been a little more competitive, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I guess like to take your comments from that.
All right, thanks for the call, Bill. And I don't know, you'll have to ask the coaches, but maybe there's a reason ECU ran the ball 54 times and threw it 29. Maybe UCF was giving ECU the run, and saying, take that, we're not going to let you throw the ball, because the numbers would say UCF did not let ECU throw the football today with success.
I have no comment on that one. I didn't realize we ran the ball that many more times than we threw it.
Yeah, I mean, that is a huge number and a very low attempt number for Holton Ahlers compared to pass. So they did want to establish a run today, that's for sure.
Maybe Coach thought the game was, out of reach there in the fourth quarter, and he said, well, we'll just work on the running game and let the clock run and get out of here.
David's up in Farmville next, 317-1250. We have one open line. Hey, David.
Hey, guys. Appreciate you taking my call. Overall, it's about what I expect. Fences.
David, you're breaking up on us. Can you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to lose you guys.
Yeah, give us a call back, David. We'll get you right on. We'll try to get David back. Let's go next to Randy in Greenville. Hey, Randy.
Hey, guys. I thought the team overall, like a lot of people said, looked better, and that was very encouraging. The run game itself looked a whole lot better, and the run blocking especially. But I'll be honest, if we don't get better at our passing game, we're not going to ever be as good or challenging for the conference title, because to me it looks like the receivers aren't getting open fast enough, if at all. And also, it seems like our pass plays develop way too slow. And I know the offensive line, their run blocking was good. The pass blocking was not that good. Maybe a little better than last year, but I don't know. And Ahlers, he's got to get a lot more accurate for us to be a really good team. And but anyway, I was pleased with the overall improvement overall.
All right, thanks for the call, Randy. 317-1250. Let's go next to Captain Chuck in No Man's Land. Hello, Chuck.
Hey, this is Captain Chuck from No Man's Land. A couple of thoughts from the game. We turned the ball over too much in the first half. That's okay, but I really wanted to call in because I wanted to call out Pirate Nation. For like the last 4 or 5 years, and I grew up from Greenville. Where we were beating teams. We were playing top teams in our conference. We weren't backing down. Now I feel like a lot of Pirate fans want to just schedule the Georgia State of the world and non-conference. But at the same time, for easier wins. But at the same time, I think that's BS. I think we should play. For me, growing up personally, we would beat the Miamis of the world. We would beat the Virginia Techs of the world, and this is unacceptable today. We should at least compete against anybody who we play, and that should be the Pirate mentality here throughout. So we should learn from the mistakes today, and we'll message the Pirate Nation: stop being soft, and let's play anybody on any given Saturday and see what happens.
All right. Thanks for the call, Chuck. The Pirate Nation doesn't make the schedules for ECU football, so I'm not sure what the Pirate Nation has to do with it. And I don't know, Coach. I think the landscape has changed a lot from when ECU was able to get a Miami at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium and teams like that. These Power 5 schools have broken off, and it's tough to get them to come to your place.
Yeah, it's you have to get your conference schedule first. And sometimes that's late. Sometimes people are already filled up. And a lot of like a University of Alabama, their schedules are made up 20 years in advance. They don't have an open date here, or like Florida State. Theirs is 20 years down the road. I would love to see us play those people. I know when I was coaching here, we played everybody in the country.
I would love to do it for sure, but that's a John Gilbert question, and again, it's tough to get those guys. You might have to do a 2-for-1. You might just have to go out to the big house to Michigan, like ECU is going to do in a couple of seasons, and give it a go. But right now, we need to worry about Georgia State, Marshall, whoever else is on the non-conference schedule for ECU. All right, let's go. We got one open line, 317-1250. We'll get to Scott and Richard in a moment. Perry is up in Emerald Isle. Hey, Perry.
Hey guys, how you doing?
All right.
Great effort by the Pirates today, man. I really liked the first quarter. I think UCF may have broken the NCAA record for the most false starts in a row.
Yeah.
But I saw positives. I saw a few negatives. I mean, I walked during halftime from the Sharks Den in Emerald Isle where I was watching the game to Food Line, and I probably saw 3 people that could play defensive back better than our guys did today. But, I mean, I'm sure they'll grow. It's a weird season. Coach is doing his best on recruiting. I saw the positive of the new running backs, getting them some reps towards the end of the game. I don't know if I agree with the 54 rushing attempts or whatever the number was. But Holton on the reads, man. I love Holton Ahlers to death.
Come on, guys.
But on that read, roll him out. Get him an option where the receivers are moving. Laying them in there over the top sometimes it's not working for us. But overall, I think, we covered the spread. Yes, sir. That means the world to me. But I was proud of the Pirates today. I think we've got a foundation to grow on.
All right.
What do you guys think?
I was pleased with some things, like the run game. Very disappointed with the passing game, Perry. And like you said, to some people, the spread does matter. And ECU was able to get that backdoor cover late in the game. But a lot to work on for sure. Again, when it comes to the defense, I want to see what they look like against a Georgia State or a Tulane or somebody other than UCF before I make any snap judgments on Blake Harrell and the defense this year. Thanks for the call, Perry.
When their quarterback beat us on the tight end throw, number 14 did not give up. He ran all the way to the end zone line, even though he was beat by a second and a half. I like the effort. At the end of the game, I really enjoyed that effort. You guys doing a great job. Tell Troy I said hello. Love you guys from Emerald Isle.
Okay, there's Perry in Emerald Isle giving us a call. Anything on that, Coach Smith?
Well, again, it goes back to you're not going to win when you turn the ball over 5 times. And I'm saying fumble, fumble, fumble. That's 3 turnovers, and then the 4th down drop pass. I mean, that's a turnover because you don't punt.
Which was frustrating, too, because you had Snead over the middle, a little bit behind him, but he probably should have caught it.
He'd still be running.
And then the other one, you were going to the interception, too, for the 5th you were talking about. Richard and Scott, hang on. Let's get a break in, Shirley. We'll come back. Richard, we'll get right to you. Then we'll get to Scott. And then we'll have 2 open lines at 317-1250. Give us a call. Give us your thoughts. Ask a question to Coach Smith. We're here for you on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. We're back after this.
Hi, this is Billy Parker, and football is here. Tailgate at home with family and friends this season and let Parker's Barbecue do all the cooking. While tailgating at your house, let us provide all the food with our delicious chicken, barbecue, seafood, and sides. We can customize packages for any size group, big or small. Give us a call today and place your order. Parker's and football, a winning combination. Also shipping nationwide at parkersbbq.com. Parker's Barbecue is how friends and family come together.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional-grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
Welcome back for another episode of ASMR with Alex. Today, we're exploring the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Oh, spilled a little there, but don't worry, it's all under control. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, the ice. I mean, we really should have some more ice, right? Hold on, guys.
Wow, this is loud.
And we're back. Like I was saying, the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Dude, I told you, I'm working on something in here.
Does anyone even watch this?
It's not about the views, Dave.
Jinx, you owe me a Pepsi.
Get out!
All right, fine, I'll leave.
Finally, now for the best part. Pepsi. That's what I like. Nailed it. My subscriber is gonna love this one.
Are you gonna finish that Pepsi?
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Did you know your small change can make a difference? The next time you visit McDonald's, please consider rounding up for the Ronald McDonald House. Your change adds up and can help many folks in Eastern North Carolina. Just $10 can provide a free night stay for families with sick children here in Eastern North Carolina and across the state. Just ask your cashier at checkout or choose to round up for RMHC when ordering through the McDonald's app. Thank you for visiting your local McDonald's owned by Dixon Foods and for your support of the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina. Did you know you can help prevent natural gas emergencies? Whether you're planting a tree, putting up a fence, landscaping, or starting an excavation project, Greenville Utilities strongly encourages you to follow the law and call NC 811. Even minor contact with the natural gas pipeline could cause a natural gas emergency. Before digging or excavation of any kind, North Carolina law requires you call NC 811. Please call at least 3 full working days in advance so all utility lines can be professionally marked prior to digging. Stay safe, avoid damages, and call 811 before you dig.
This is former ECU baseball player and mayor of Greenville, PJ Connolly, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, let's take a look at a game that just went final. Iowa State escapes TCU by beating them 37-34. Tulane has a 38-21 lead over Southern Miss in the third quarter. In the second quarter, it is Cincinnati 10, Army 7. Also in the second, Mississippi State just scored a touchdown. They lead LSU 10-7. Oklahoma State has a 14-0 lead over West Virginia in the second quarter. Texas running away over Texas Tech in the second quarter. 30-14 is that score. Duke has a 10-7 lead over Virginia. And Georgia trails Arkansas 7-0 in the second quarter. And that is a look at your scoreboard. Now let's head back to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Man, love those little signs of normalcy and Shirley Rhodes rattling off scores. Put a smile on my face, Shirley.
Especially it's been a long time since I've done that.
Especially the Texas one. I need them to put up some points today. All right, we're watching Cincinnati Army. This has been a wild one. Cincinnati blocked a punt and was about to go in for a touchdown. Army stopped him at the goal line. It stands 10-7 right now in the first half. We'll see Cincinnati later on this season. This is a battle of ranked opponents. That Cincinnati game will actually be a Friday night game, Coach. They moved that one, so we'll have you late Friday night here with us on the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show. All right, we got 2 open lines. Scott, we'll get to you in a second. Let's go to Richard in Greenville right now. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Clip. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Got a question for Coach Smith. I know we talked about the defensive back play today, and Coach, I just love the effort. There were many times that they had completed passes where our defensive backs were able to get in and either make some hard hits to cause an incomplete or jar the ball loose. You mentioned you were talking about we like to keep a number, I guess, against Houston or years ago when you were talking about some of your coaching days at 400 yards. How would you grade that defensive back squad out? McMillan played awesome, I thought. Other than the blown coverage, that's what everybody wants to keep on our minds. But overall, talk to us about how they grade that out tomorrow when the team meets, and I'll hang up and listen.
Overall, I thought the secondary played well. I thought they tackled pretty well. Of course, it's hard to see, the pursuit angles and that kind of stuff on TV, and the effort from the backside people. But I thought for the young kids, I thought they played real well. The corners were pretty tight coverage. Again, it's hard to watch grade defensive backs off of a TV copy because you can't see everything. But overall, I think we got 2 really good corners. I mean, they're not real tall, but they've got great feet, and they're very, very quick, and they're very active with their hands. And they're pressing a lot, which, if you're going to play press man, you better get to the quarterback because you can't cover them forever.
Robert Kennedy made a nice play at the goal line that I thought live, and then after seeing the replay could have gone either way. It was almost a catch and fumble right there at the goal line. I don't know if you remember that play, Coach, but was able to make an impact on the receiver right when he caught it. That could have been a turnover for UCF, and instead, I believe they kicked a field goal on that series, but were able to get points instead of a turnover. All right, 317-1250. Scott is up next in Hampstead. Hey, Scott.
Hey, guys. First and foremost, just want to say thanks, Coach Smith. Enjoy hearing you on here and enjoyed watching you also. Just want to hear what your comments were on the second half. I feel like the first half, the defense played very well. Second half, a little unmotivated. Kind of your thoughts on, like, adjustments, etc. I'll hang up here and listen to you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Well, I made the comment yesterday that, 4 new defensive coaches that have never worked together on a Saturday game situation, and you got probably 2 on the sideline and 2 up in the press box, and just the adjustments you make, the first time in a game, there might have been some problems on, getting things adjusted. Maybe your corners coach is up in the press box and he's trying to talk to one of the coaches on the sideline to get this corner, to do something different. Just sometimes the communication the first time, you work together is hard. Overall, it's Coach Houston's second year. I know he's probably disappointed, because you're always disappointed when you lose. But, new defensive staff, they will grow more as a staff this week than they have since they've all been together.
A little disheartening, too, Coach, when you come out of the locker room and UCF gets it. They go 8 plays, 75 yards in a minute 49. Just chewed them up on that one drive right out of the locker room.
I wrote that down, 75 yards in a minute and 49 seconds.
It's pretty economical for their offense.
5 plays?
I believe 8.
8.
Yeah. But it happened quick. Yes, it did. All right. Thank you, Scott. 317-1250. Let's go to Al in Greenville next. Hey, Al.
Hey, Clip. How you doing? And Coach Smith?
Doing good.
Since I talked to you, Clip.
Yeah. Did you call in to talk about Washington beating Philadelphia a couple weeks ago?
Do you have to? I was being nice. I figured I'd call. It's been a long time. The first thing you hit me was Washington.
Hey, we don't win a lot of games. Anytime I can talk to you about beating the Eagles, I will.
Are you sleeping there at Pirate Radio? I listen to you in the morning. You're on, and I listen in the afternoon. You're on. When do you sleep?
I got a little cot under the desk here that I just sleep in. What'd you think of the game, Al?
It's another year. Gotta remember when Coach Smith was coaching, and it was the same thing then. Defense, and I guess I got to give it a couple more times, but I'm getting older. I don't know how many more seasons I can go along here. You got to win one season for me.
Coach Al's not getting any younger. We got to get some wins for him.
The only thing that did happen is Temple lost. I mean, what the heck? That was pretty good last year, but I guess I can say just have another good year. But it's always the defensive back. In fact, I remember when Coach Smith was here. Didn't we run a defensive coach out of Greenville?
Who are we talking about?
A defensive coach. When Coach Smith was
a head coach? Ruffin McNeil? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
I think he's talking about Kenwick Thompson.
Oh, Kenwick
He was
Thompson.
not ran out of Greenville. He was ran under Greenville. He is underneath Dowdy Pickland somewhere at this moment.
You're talking about the defensive coordinator?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's have a great year.
All right. Thank you. Actually, Brian Mitchell was with Ruff. Was Kenwick with, I don't know. They all kind of...
was with Scotty.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they all kind of run together. I don't know. But anyway, there's Al, Philly Al with the call today in Greenville. By the way, we got some Coach Smith family members in Facebook Live. I also saw former Pirate Dakota Marshall saying hello.
Dakota.
He's a good dude, and loved having him on the show recently. And we could use him at DB. That'd be nice to get 23 back out there.
Worst injury I've ever seen is when he broke his leg.
Virginia Tech game? That was brutal.
Thought I was going to throw up.
Yeah.
God.
That was brutal. All right, let's go to John in Emerald Isle next. Hey, John.
Clip, we got to train Coach Smith. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
Coach Smith,
Yeah.
I know you said that a couple times on the practice field, ain't you?
Yeah, I've said that a few times on the sideline and during the games.
Wow.
And said some other things I can't repeat on the radio.
I know that's right. Well, let me just say something. You were well respected, and you always had a passion for Greenville. You always had a passion for the Pirates, and I tip my hat to you. So,
well,
other than that, I thought we looked better today. We got some work to do. I can't believe that interception that Holton Ahlers threw. You know, it's just ridiculous. I don't know what he was looking at, but anyway, there was a guy from Myrtle Beach named Garcia that I heard he can spin a football too. So, but the announcers, Mike Golick, I thought ABC did a good job representing us. They didn't call us Eastern Carolina today. Mike Golick, he just talked really good. He talked about how, Coach Houston's going to turn this thing around, and, he had to run some people off that weren't committed, and just very positive vibes today. I think our running backs are great. So I saw a big improvement, and even they said that on ABC today. They said you can see a big improvement from last year to this year with our offense, defense, and everything. But you give this staff a little more time, and you're gonna see something happen. But Clip, love you, man. My Broncos are hurting.
Yeah, they are bad.
Your football team's hurting.
They are too. Not a lot of winning going on with our guys right now, John.
I know, man, but we still love them. And I love Pirate Radio. You guys rock. Y'all have the best coverage, and I'm so glad to have Coach Smith on the broadcast.
Well, by the end of the year, we'll have Coach Smith saying, "Come on, guys," with us.
We got to get Coach Smith on board. Come on, guys.
There you go. There it is. He's a natural. All right,
man.
All right, John. There's John in Emerald Isle. He's one of our frequent callers there, Coach.
Well, I just, he brought up Coach Houston, and I have a lot of respect for Coach Houston and the staff. Of course, I know Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick and Steve Shankweiler and Trip Weaver well because I worked with them. But Coach Houston will get this turned around. If you look at what he's done everywhere he's been, it's not going to be any different here. He's going to get this thing turned around, and I honestly think that we'll have a winning season this year. I believe that. We're going to play some great football, and we're going to play some bad football. That's what happens when you work with 18 to 22-year-olds. You never know what you're going to get. And I know, everybody in the stands says, well, that's coaching. Yeah, that's coaching, but you can't crawl into a guy's head and get him right every weekend. He has to do that. I used to tell the defensive kids, it's not my responsibility to crawl inside your brain and get you ready to play. If you're not ready to play on Saturday, and I know it, your ass is going to be on the sideline.
Coach Rick Smith joining us here on the fifth quarter all season long. If you got a question, comment for Coach, give us a call, 317-1250. We have open lines. We'll take a timeout. If you want to hear and see what Mike Houston had to say following today's game, we have the Zoom up on our social media accounts on Twitter, Facebook. You can check that out and watch what Mike Houston had to say. What's up, Glenn?
We also had Holton Ahlers on that Zoom and Xavier Smith.
All right, sounds good. You can check that out. Glenn did a great job of getting that up quick, so you can watch that during this timeout and then come back with us in a few minutes and give us a call, 317-1250. More to go on the fifth quarter. We're back after this.
I want some barbecue.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owners insurance.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
2020 certainly hasn't been the year many of us were hoping for, but one thing has stayed the same. I'm Tim Sutton with Greenville Auto World, and our commitment to our customers has never wavered. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Your vehicle is a big investment, and our customers trust us to keep them up and running with outstanding service and value. For Greenville Auto World, cross from Hardee's at Bell's Fork.
Hey, this is Jay from Villa Verde. Did you know that Villa Verde opened up its second location? Yes, it's Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard across the hospital. This new location is a fast, casual environment where you can make your own bowls for only $9.95. Choose from our fresh ingredients from our toppings bars or enjoy an amazing rotisserie chicken. We promise you can be in and out in less than 15 minutes. For a quick, healthy meal at an affordable price, visit us at Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. What kind of wellness services do you guys offer?
We have massage therapy with your choice of either a relaxation massage, a therapeutic stretching session, or a prenatal massage. We have foot reflexology. We partner with Pirate Cryo for cryotherapy, also known as cold therapy, and we have health and wellness coaching. And if you're interested in holistic body therapy and saving money, we encourage you to check out our wellness membership plan where you can have all of our wellness services at a constant discounted price. You can learn more today at kptonline.com.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250. We have open lines if you want to jump in. We've got some great calls so far, and your great call could be next. If you got a question for Rick Smith, 317-1250. You can jump in on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. Right now, we'll go out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to Double B, Brian Bailey, WNCT Sports Director from Channel 9. BB, how you doing, man?
Not too bad. How's everybody? How's Coach Smith?
I'm good.
He's doing good on the ride along. He's only cussed once so far, so that's good, right?
I rode a long time with him one day to Williamsport, and he cussed a couple of times that day too.
I heard some stories about that one. Bailey,
Troy.
Bailey, before we get to the game, how about everything surrounding the game? You know, could you put into words how odd today was at Dowdy Fickle?
Nah, it was kind of just disappointing as far as you kind of expected it to be surreal with no fans. You know, once the game got going and you concentrated on what was going on, you know, between the lines, it was different. I tell you what was odd. I didn't go down on the field till the fourth quarter, but the Nat sound that they pump in, you know, the crowd noise, that was really odd. I think they'd be better off not to even use it. But to me, that was really strange.
Yeah.
But just the same level the whole time, and that was a little different. But you know, because Pirate fans deserve to go see their team play, just like, you know, all over the country. You know, fans deserve to go see their teams play. That's what we do in the fall. That's what we enjoy. That's part of our livelihood, part of our lives, and that part of it was kind of, you know, just made it for everybody. But I think, you know, as far as the game goes, if the Pirates hadn't turned it over early on, I don't know if they could have won the game, but I know that they would have been a much closer game than it was. It just got away from them. You can't fumble the ball 3 times in one quarter and expect to win.
Coach has broken that down, and Coach, you've got how many possessions that cost you, and also how many yards it cost ECU today.
That cost us 176 yards, but what it really does is you got they're back-to-back, fumble, and then a fourth down stop. Well, on none of those fumbles and that fourth down stop did you punt. So you gave the opposing offense, the football right there instead of 45 yards down the field. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I didn't know all that as far as the yardage goes, but I just knew, not only the yardage and everything involved with that, but just the whole feel of the game. It just kind of snowballed from there, because you kind of, in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, you're playing a team like UCF, you're going to have to try to keep up. You're going to try to keep pace. And, Mike Houston had talked about trying to, like trying to be Buster Douglas, hanging on against Mike Tyson and winning it late. And he knew going into it that you can't turn the ball over like that. And I talked to him after the game, and he said the same thing. He said, we knew it was going to bite us in the butt, even though he thought the defense played pretty well to keep them, in the game still during that time. But eventually it catches up with you.
Well, if you're you're the offense and you fumble the ball on the 40-yard line and the other team recovers it and it's right there, well, you just gave them 45 yards instead of them being 45 yards from where you fumbled. They're right there. I mean, we fumbled it 3 times in a row and then didn't make a fourth down. So, I mean, it's a wonder we didn't get beat worse.
You're right. And then that's what a lot of people were thinking, in the press box during the game. It could have been a lot worse than it was. The way I thought the defense really, I thought they looked pretty good early on. UCF's got some weapons, man. They were fun to watch now. They were flinging it all over the field. They had some really neat play setups where they would, the wide receivers out on the edge blocking and getting somebody free. And, I think the Pirates had that one big defensive bust on the long pass in the second quarter. But
yeah, that was in the secondary.
They were fun to watch.
Bailey, how many times have you seen these numbers on the UB stat sheet? 215 yards passing, 244 rushing yards for ECU. What'd you make of them really sticking to the run at the end of the game? Was that kind of just to let the clock run? Was it Donnie Kirkpatrick wanted to get some work with his run game and the running backs? What'd you make of the passing and running numbers today?
Well, the numbers were great, but numbers don't win you any ball games, do they, Coach?
No.
I think that they were looking at what you just said. I mean, I really think they really want to get the running game going, and so I think they took that time to say, hey, let's just get in there and let's just bust it up the middle and see how far it can take us and see what happens. And they ran the ball really well. Even early on when the game was still in doubt, I thought they ran the ball pretty well. So I think that bodes well for the future. There were some positives, but a lot of negatives, obviously, in the blowout loss.
Yeah.
Tough to see CJ with 2 catches, Pro with 2 catches, and Snead with 2 catches, Bailey. That just doesn't. That's not a winning formula for this offense.
No, it's not, and I think it was really. And those guys were covered too. I mean, they were covered every time out. I think UCF did a really good job. That's what they like to do. They like to blitz. They like to get up on you. And I think that you got to look at the receivers for East Carolina are talented and good, but for the most part, they're pretty young. And I think that 2 years from now, we'll look at a game like this, and they'll be the ones muscling people around and making catches and getting the big stats. But I think they still have a chance to have a really good year offensively with those guys.
Well, Coach, you brought up the experience edge that UCF had across the board, and some of that showed up today, too.
Just last week when I looked at their starters, they start, I think I've said it already, 8 starters were coming back on offense and 7 on defense.
9 on defense,
9 on
I believe,
defense.
yeah.
The only 2 guys that didn't start last year on their defense were the 2 defensive ends. The 2 tackles started, the 2 linebackers, and the 5 DBs are all returning.
And Bailey, when you have an offense like UCF, sometimes that defense gets overshadowed. But I think that they showed against Georgia Tech, and for a lot of the game today, that they got a pretty darn good defense.
Yeah, really do. And I think that's another thing that's going to come out. I think we're going to look back at this game. Hopefully we get to play a lot more games throughout the season because we never know week to week. But I think we'll look back at this and UCF will be up there at the very end of this thing for sure.
Bailey, did you talk to anybody about next week? And is Georgia State going to be able to give it a go? Does ECU try to find an opponent if they can? Did you talk to anybody about that today?
No, I didn't. The only person that would have he wouldn't have said anything. I'm sure it was John Gilbert. He walked past me in the fourth quarter and just, basically spoke and said hello and kept walking. But he was probably the only one I had a chance to say anything to. I don't know, if that's going to happen, it's got to happen quickly. I mean, they've got to get that thing done in a hurry if, in fact, Georgia State, and it depends on what their numbers are. I guess the Georgia State folks will have to contact East Carolina and say, okay, here's what we got. We got this, and if we get these numbers, which we think we will, we're good. Or if they say, look, we got this, and this, and, we're not going to have good numbers. So you guys can do what you want. But, I think that's what's got to happen right now. And then, if it's bizarre to even think about it, but, perhaps we could see another game next week at Dowdy Pick.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Coach Smith, what'd you say? You need to know Sunday, Monday morning at the latest, probably?
I would think no later than Monday morning.
Yeah.
If something could be decided, before 10 o'clock on Monday morning, you still have time to do a little bit of preparation for your team, practicing on Monday. Some teams don't practice on Monday.
Yeah. Well, Bailey, good stuff, man. Thanks for joining us bright and early this morning on the pregame and jumping on with us in the postgame. We'll see you here at noon on Monday on the Brian Bailey Show.
I'll tell you, I'll be there at noon, and it really brings back, what you enjoy in life. And one of the things I do enjoy are game days in East Carolina and working with everybody at Pirate Radio and just talking football and talking sports. And I'd like to go in there in the postgame with you and Coach Smith. That'd be fun, too.
We got a chair.
Got a chair.
All right.
And we still got Parker's, too. That might get you over here quick.
That'll work. I'm in.
All right, Bailey. See you, man.
Take care.
Double B, Brian Bailey, joining us on the Fixed NC live line. And now that means we have open lines, 317-1250 if you want to jump in. We'll get to some Mike Houston comments a little later on. Let's take a timeout, come back, and have more for you on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. We'll be back after this. Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Weekdays are a great time to visit North Carolina State Parks. The best time to learn about nature is to be able to look, listen, and feel its natural beauty. A visit to the North Carolina State Parks is perfect for homeschoolers, scout groups, and teachers looking for a fun field trip during the week. You'll be amazed at all the natural wildlife you'll see when you experience the beauty of each North Carolina State Park. Visit ncparks.gov to get all the information on the closest park near you.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Maybe you're planning to visit parents, family, or friends. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers easy solutions to COVID-19 testing. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Can't make it to the game? Relax. Bostic Sugg Furniture can provide you with the best seats in the house. We have the area's largest selection of Lazy Boy motion furniture in stock and ready to go. Lazy Boy recliners, reclining sofas, love seats, and reclining sectionals in hundreds of colors, styles, fabrics, and leather, all at a very comfortable price. Remember, when it comes to Lazy Boy motion furniture, we're your ticket to the best seats in the house. Bostic Sugg Furniture in Greenville.
The fun place to dine out with friends and family is Familia. Familia has something for everyone and offers favorites like New York-style pizza, lasagna, homemade meatballs, plus new specials like chicken parm alfredo, mahi fish and chips, chicken piccata, veggie burger, butternut squash ravioli, and more. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
The Frells family lives on a lush piece of land called Greener Pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Get quality at every turn with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, with 27 locations in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Find out more at QualityEquip.com.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, a ton of games have gone into the locker room at halftime. Mississippi State has a 17-14 lead over LSU at the half. It is Cincinnati 10, Army 7 at the half. Oklahoma State leads West Virginia 20-7 at halftime. Texas has a 31-21 lead over Texas Tech at the half as well. Tulane has a 45-24 lead over Southern Miss in the third quarter. Duke trails Virginia 17-10 in the second, and Arkansas holding on to a 7-2 lead over Georgia in the second quarter. And that is a look at your scoreboard. Now let's head back into the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Yeah, you got the fourth-ranked Bulldogs struggling right now in Fayetteville to put up any kind of offense, and the defending national champion LSU down at the half to Mississippi State 17-14. So the SEC action beginning today, Alabama, Missouri tonight, also Tennessee, South Carolina coming up later tonight as well. ECU loses to UCF today, 51-28. Let's get to, real quick, we'll get to Richard, but first, our Brown and Wood Drive of the Game, brought to you by Brown and Wood, serving the Pirate Nation in eastern North Carolina for over 83 years. Brown and Wood has 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal that you leave a happy customer every time. Brown and Wood on Greenville Boulevard, Greenville, and online at brownandwoodauto.com. And Coach Smith, I'm going to say the drive of the game is the first drive of today's game. The Pirates go 75 yards in 10 plays, and it took just under 4 minutes. Ehlers to Penix for a touchdown. They go up 7-0. More importantly, like I said, it took 4 minutes off the clock. It was about 1:30 Eastern time before UCF, or 12:30, I should say, on the clock before UCF touched the football. So they were able to keep it out of the Knights' hands and put together a good drive and at least get on the board first.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be, I thought we were going to hang in there and win this thing after that drive. And, then we fumbled it 3 times in a row and get stopped, drop a pass on 4th down. And, that was probably the difference in the ball game, those 4 series.
Yes, sir. 317-1250. We have some open lines, and we have Richard in Greenville up. Hey, Richard.
Hey, guys. Love the show. Appreciate it, everything you're doing. I had a quick question for the coach. In watching the game on TV, it looks like a lot of times when Central Florida was going, down the field and passing on, over the middle and down the field some, it looks like on our defense, a lot of times we're in position to make the play, but it's like they don't turn around and see the ball or look for the ball. And I'm just curious, how is that coached or how should that be played? And I'll hang up and listen to your comments. Thank you, guys.
I told you that'd be asked, Coach. There you go. There it is.
Depending on the man coverage that you're playing, if you're playing 5 under man with 2 safeties playing zone over the top of you, you should be between the receiver and their quarterback, and you go for the strip. So you should be looking at the receiver's hips, short choppy steps, hips sink. He's fixing to make a break. You're trailing him where you got your hand on his hip. He turns, you turn, try to strip the ball. Now, if you're just playing blitz coverage where we're sending 6 or 7 guys and there is no safeties deep over the top, it's just you and him, then you should try to keep yourself between him and the goal line. So you should always be over the top of him, but you should be able to touch him. I mean, you can't be too loose, but you shouldn't be trailing the guy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there's several different ways. There's a lot of different man techniques depending on what the rest of the secondary is doing. But basically, if it's blitz coverage, I used to tell my kids, we got to cover those guys for at least 1.5 seconds, and if we hadn't made the quarterback move his feet or we hadn't hit him, we in trouble. And that ain't your fault. Yeah. You can't cover a wide receiver that knows where he's going and he's just as good or better athlete than you, and you're reacting. I mean, so I used to tell my guys, if they complete a 20-yard comeback on us in blitz coverage, then I'm going to fire the blitzers. You're okay.
And Coach, this has been asked a million times, but you guys do practice the deep ball. You teach what to do in every circumstance, and it's certainly not something that just happens on game day. You haven't covered with your corners.
Well, I usually, one of the warm-up drills that I used to do was I would have one of the DBs act as the wide receiver, and he's running down the sidelines, and I would float the ball to him, and the defense would be in a negative position, and he would have to go for the strip. We worked on that every day. And then we would also tell the defensive back, you're now in a positive position. You should be between the receiver and the goal line and try to play the ball from that position. And then every day we had not Pascal, but you go one-on-one against the wide receivers. And so it's just one receiver going against one defensive back, and you work on those different techniques. Okay, you're going to play level man, which that's something I've never seen us do here since I retired. But if a team 70% of their routes are broke off at, say, 15 and they come back to 10 to 12, well, you don't want to be playing soft man. You want to back up real slow and make contact with him when he's at that break distance. You have to study the film and know, 90% of their routes are broke off at 12 yards. They're going to break it off at 12 and come back inside the 7. They're going to break it off at 12 and come back to the boundary or the sideline, at 10, just stuff like that.
Glenn, we need a whiteboard so Coach Smith can turn around, because you're right on the table with your finger. I want to see this on a whiteboard next week. So good stuff there from Rick Smith. If you have a question about something that happened today or overall, give him a call. Coach Smith will have an answer for you. All right, let's head back out to the Fixed NC Live line, talk to WITN Sports Director Billy Weaver. What's up, Weave?
Hey, guys. First of all, love hearing one of my all-time favorite assistant coaches at East Carolina on the radio with you guys, Rick Smith. Rick, man, love you to death and love listening to you.
Well, thank you. I'll send you a check tomorrow.
Hey, just send us a Pirate victory somehow, and we'll call it even.
All right.
Maybe against somebody not named UCF, Billy. They were tough today, and we knew it going in, right? But when that offense got going, ECU's defense stopped them a few times and kept them in the game in the first quarter. But when they got rolling, they're a machine.
Yeah, and I think Rick Smith can probably allude to this too. That when you create turnovers on defense, which UCF did early in that game, and their offense wasn't clicking yet, I think that gave a little bit of confidence to that UCF offense, and that's when you see, because early in the game, East Carolina played pretty well against them, obviously coming out on that first drive, marching right down the field, taking a quick 7-0 lead, which is exactly what East Carolina wanted to do. But the turnovers bite you, and I think the turnovers actually may have fueled the UCF offense and had those guys say, okay, now our defense is doing something. Let's get this offense going. And once that offense got going, you saw it, 41 unanswered points, and they were just rolling.
Coach, what do you think about that? Can one side of the ball feed into the other? In this case, their defense kind of getting the offense of UCF on track.
Yeah. I mean, if I was, our defense probably got discouraged,
right?
Because our offense goes, defense stops them. We go out and fumble. Defense goes out and holds them to a punt. We fumble again. We hold them to a field goal. We fumble again. They score a touchdown, and then we go forward on fourth down. We drop a pass, and they get a field goal. So, I mean, if I was a defensive guy, I'd probably been a little upset. If I was coaching, I'd probably said something to one of the other assistant coaches.
What would you have said, Coach?
I wouldn't.
You would have given him a look or something.
If Greg Hudson had been on the sideline, I'd say, Greg, would you go talk to go talk to the offensive coordinator and get him straight.
There you go. Send Greg Hudson over there. Good move there. We've again, just this stat line, it looks crazy to me. Covering all these ECU games and recapping them all. 244 rushing yards for the Pirates. A lot of those coming late when the game was, not in doubt anymore. And also 215 passing yards. Those numbers, that's just not what we're used to seeing. And I know Donnie and Mike Houston want to put together a run game, and maybe that's what that was in the fourth quarter, a little practice on the run game. And look, it did work. It moved the ball down the field. But 244 rushing yards, that's a lot for East Carolina.
That's a lot for anybody.
Yeah, it is a lot for anybody, and it's something for East Carolina to build on. And if they can get both sides of that offense going, with Holton throwing the football, and of course, Holton will be the first one to tell you that he's got to hold on to the football. He's got to make better decisions. They were going in the third quarter to score again, and he throws an interception in the end zone, rolling out to his right, and of course, as a left-handed quarterback, that's a tough throw across the field to make. And he'll be the first one to tell you he's got to play a little bit better. But if they can balance that offense with the pass and the run, I think they'll be pretty good this year. And, they just ran up against a buzzsaw in a very good UCF team. And, there's a reason that Dylan Gabriel, before this game, earlier this week, said that he thinks UCF's the best football team in the state of Florida. I tend to agree with him. I think Miami and Florida would have something to say about that. But hey, they're ranked number 12 or 13 in the country for a reason. So that's a pretty good football team we saw out there today in Dowdy-Ficklen.
We're going to play football next Saturday?
That's a good question, and that was kind of what I alluded to in my report from Dowdy-Ficklen. Because Georgia State and UNC Charlotte were supposed to play, and this whole COVID-19 thing, this is just what we're going to deal with this year. And we talked about this before games even got started, that just because the seasons will get underway and games will be played doesn't mean that everybody will play a full schedule. Doesn't mean that games won't get postponed or canceled or what have you. And it's going to be interesting the next couple of days to see how many guys are still quarantined for Georgia State, how many are cleared, and, who knows? You never know if East Carolina could have some of that happen to them as well. Nobody is immune to this COVID-19 pandemic. It could strike at any time, anywhere.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that, at least we know that the Pirates have been pretty relatively safe in that situation. Of course, in the preseason had their hiccups there, but like I said, this could happen to anybody, and so we'll just have to wait and see in the next couple of days if Georgia State's able to play.
Well, Georgia State, their location, was right downtown Atlanta, a little bit west of downtown Atlanta, so they have more traffic through that campus that aren't students, whereas our campus can be kind of isolated, with just students. And I think that's part of the problem, is just their location being in Atlanta, in the city.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, because, you look at a lot of the bigger cities, and it just makes sense with COVID. It's one of those kind of deals that if you're in contact with a lot of people, you have that higher percentage of getting COVID-19, and obviously Atlanta is one of the top 10 biggest cities in the entire country, so it's very it's very congested there. And so that's a very good point. I just hope they play it next week. We'll have to wait and see.
You know, a lot of their students, too, are from Atlanta or from the Georgia area. So, you know, a lot of those students live at home. You know, it's just that's why they have a higher rate than we do here.
Yeah, and I just wish college football had a way somehow to do like the NBA and the NHL did and go to the bubbles. That's just not possible in college football, Coach. You know that very well with
classes.
With the logistics of it. It's just impossible.
Yeah. Weave, good stuff, man. Thanks for joining us this morning on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and here on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. We'll talk to you this week on Pirate Radio Live and also next week here and during our game day coverage.
All right, thanks, guys. And I tell you what, you know, although it was a loss, it was nice to actually have a football game at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. It's going to be even better later in October when we can have a few more fans.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Looking forward to that. Thanks, Weave. Appreciate it, man.
All right, we'll see.
All right, 317-1250. Got a few lines open. Before we get a break in, let's go to Steve in Raleigh next. Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys. Except for shooting ourselves in the foot, I saw some improvements today. I saw, a lot more energy and thought they've made some progress from last year. But I also watched two other games today where the starting quarterbacks got hurt. It's been kind of a pet peeve of mine over the years. Why being up down 30 points in the fourth quarter, did we not get a backup a couple series just for, posterity, give the guy some experience? And might be a good question for Coach, and I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Yeah, we've been asked that one a few times, Steve. Thanks for checking in with us. And I thought I would have got another guy in there. Coach Smith, you said you would have done the same, right?
Yeah, I would. We talked about it last year at the end of the season. We didn't get those young quarterbacks any reps last year at the end of the season. I think Garcia went in for one or two plays the last game of the season last year.
I think that was Brian Gagg, yeah.
It's just, but I'm sure they have their reasons.
And, again, I'm not going to speak for Coach Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, but no spring ball and maybe missing some time. Maybe they want Ehlers with his guys as much as he can get them. I don't know. Maybe so.
That's a very good point there.
But, again, we kind of thought we'd see a different QB in, especially this year because your classification doesn't matter. Everybody's getting their year back, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So, Steve, good question. I don't have the answer to that. All right, we need to get a break. Can we get Troy to hang through a break? That might frustrate him, but let's do that, Shirley, because we need to get a break in. Troy D, hang on. We'll ask Troy about his experience at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium today and what he thought about ECU's loss to UCF 51-28. More to go, and we'll take your calls as well when we return. 317-1250. Back with you after this.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
It's bow time.
Years from now, you'll tell your grandkids. Back in my day, we could get 2 Bojangle sausage biscuits for just $2.50. And those biscuits, shoot, they were always made from scratch. And that zesty sausage, sizzling like the summer of 2033. Then your grandkids will say, wow, 2020 sounds amazing. And you'll say, not really. But those biscuits were. Get 2 sausage biscuits for just $2.50.
It's bow time.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
You don't need a big meeting. You don't need a birthday. You don't need any excuse at all. You just need to love subs. Times 12. Order the Jersey Mike's catering box today. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no contact delivery or no contact at the door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pirate Radio. The voice of the Pirate Nation.
1, 2, 3,
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right. Fun to have Rick Smith here with us on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show this season, and we've had a lot of questions for Coach Smith. If you got one, get it in now, 317-1250. Let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to Troy D., who is hanging on. And, Troy, you joined us before the game. You talked about how eerie it was at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium. What was it like to watch a game with no energy, no environment there at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium?
You know, it was weird. I think I want to give credit to East Carolina officials. I think they tried to normalize it as much as they could. And, you know, I will give them credit. Once the game started, trying to keep all the traditions and everything, you know, I saw Morgan at halftime. I thought he had great energy on the stadium PA for, you know, only basically 350 people there. All the music that they played. So they kept a lot of the same things going. But it's almost like, I don't know if you guys ever participated in any theater or anything, but you'd have a thing called a dress rehearsal before you actually have the big play, before you have the big opening night. And it almost felt at times like, man, it almost felt like this was a dress rehearsal where you're performing, no one's in the audience, and you're getting ready for the big game. And it had that feeling to me, like, and I was talking to Bailey about it up in the press box. I was like, it's almost like we're watching this as a private viewing for them getting ready for a game, like it was some type of scrimmage. But it was the real deal. It counted, and obviously once the game started, I think it was very real for the players. And after a while, you kind of get acclimated to it, you know. But it definitely makes you appreciate, at least for me, what the fans bring for the atmosphere, and because we've had some tough seasons in the past, and we've had some fan support road. But we've never had only 350 people in the stands, and 100 of which were UCF folks. So we only had a couple hundred Pirate fans, and they were parents of the team. Now, they did their best, but it's just unprecedented. I mean, it is really a strange atmosphere when the team comes running out and Purple Haze hits and the smoke is going, but there's no students in the boneyard that they normally run out to. And it was just, you know, that's kind of when it hit me. I was like, man, you know, and even like at the end of the game where the team usually goes towards the boneyard and the student section as the alma mater plays, and there was none of that. So it's unfortunate just the times we live in. Hopefully it won't last like this much longer. But, you know, you guys have covered a lot of what happened in the game already. And, Coach, I just want to say it's great to have you on the 5th quarter this year. We love your insight and your perspective and your humor on things. You're a great addition to the team, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of what we do at Pirate Radio. I hear from so many fans that really enjoy having you on. So
you know,
it's great to have you on our post game this year.
When you say those things, I'm coming in and asking for a raise Monday. I'm just kidding.
Hey, right now we just want to make sure we have another game to have you on.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of questions about next week and what will happen with Georgia State, but I do want to ask you a question, Coach. What, you know, you watch the game with a critical eye from a coach's perspective, different from how a fan or me or Clip or anyone else sees the game. Even though we all watch the same thing, everybody takes it in differently. What if you were on the staff right now? This is hypothetical, but you've been on the staff many times before. What would you? And you're meeting with the coaches tonight, and it's just the coaches meeting. What do you got? What would you say? Hey, this is what we got to work on the most. Here's our top 3 action items that we want to correct from week 1 to week 2. What would it be?
Well, we lost the game because of turnovers.
So ball control, number 1.
Turnovers and big plays. Passes over 25 yards, runs over 15. The one long run was just a busted coverage. You had a corner sitting on the receiver in the flat, and you had another safety go to the middle of the field. So the safety was playing a 3-deep coverage, and the corner was playing a 2-deep coverage, I guess. And that was a gimme. So you take that away, and we don't fumble the ball 3 times. And I mean, you're talking about when you turn the ball over 3 or 4 times, you're talking about points. The chances of them scoring, if they're 80 yards away from your goal line versus 30, 40, or 20 are very different. So when you turn the ball over and they're only 30 yards from a touchdown, their percentage are a lot higher scoring there rather than you punting it and them having to go 70 yards. You can't turn the ball over and expect to win.
Yeah, and Clip, I got to tell you, and I think you kind of felt the same way. My expectations going into this game for ECU weren't high. I mean, they were for a number of reasons. One, I mean, I'm going to give the team, I'm going to cut them some slack here. I mean, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but these are factors and these are facts. They didn't participate. They didn't get one day of spring ball in. You know how important coach spring ball is for a football team. They had no summer workouts basically done, other than what other players were doing on their own. They had preseason camp disrupted twice, with at least a week delay with each disruption. So it was disjointed at best for preseason camp. This team hasn't played a football game in almost a year. It's late September. They finished the season last year, last November. It's almost been a complete year since this team has played. And this is a new team. This isn't even last year's team. So I'm going to get, and the other thing is, look, we opened the season against probably the best team we'll play all year.
That's what I was going to add to your list, Troy. You hit it there at the end. UCF, I think, is a big factor as to why ECU lost this game, too.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll have another team on the schedule, in my opinion, that's as good as what we just faced today. And I do want to give the guys on the press box some credit. And we did our pregame predictions, and all of us were kind of in the same ballpark as far as what we thought was going to happen score-wise. And it was me, you, Bailey, Meador, and Weaver. And I averaged our scores, guys. And so the game today was, what was it? It was 51-28 UCF. Our average, if you took all of our scores and averaged them, came to 50-30. So I can't say that I'm shocked. This pretty much played out like I thought it would be. Now, there were some things that happened during the game that nobody can perceive, but this is about where I thought ECU would be after the first game of the season. They have a chance, hopefully, to rebound next week, assuming that game can get played, and get back on track. But I don't think, look, there's still a lot to build on here, and I don't know. I don't feel as down as some folks probably do today.
Well, no, I feel like we've had the majority of calls that saw some positives and also know how tough the opponent was today and think that it's going to be a different situation when we play a lesser team. So I think you speak like the majority does. And again, it's all about expectations, right, Troy? Like you said, like I had 54-30, so I kind of thought this game was going to happen today. I was disappointed in the passing game and Holt Naylor's numbers and CJ and Snead and Prohl having 2 catches apiece. I mean, that's not winning football at all. But outside of that, I thought there were some positives today.
Yeah, and I think, I've heard that from some other folks. Why didn't they throw the ball more? They ended up running the ball a ton. And, look, that's when we talked to Donnie Kirkpatrick this week as far as the makeup of the run-pass ratio, that'll be a good discussion to have with him. What was his expectations going into the game? Did they change the game plan once the game started? Is this what they wanted to do? What do they want to do going forward? I mean, I think those are all fair questions and things to discuss. But at least it gives them something to build on at this point, and hopefully things you'll improve. And Coach, the old cliche, I heard you guys say it earlier, you sometimes improve the most from game 1 to 2, and hopefully that happens for this ECU football team, and they can continue to build on it. And look, it's still a new coaching staff too. Mike Houston is only in his second year here. So these guys are luckily they've been here now a year. I think they've got a better handle on things than obviously last year. But a lot of these players are super young players. If you look at the depth chart in the roster, and it's going to take some time. And Coach, I don't know what you as far as how long it takes to turn around a program, but what your expectations are when it comes to turning a program around. What is realistic, Coach?
Well, again, I know how it was when he got here. Now, this program was I worked 1 year with Coach Montgomery, and then I resigned, and then he was here 2 more years. So, and I wasn't real fired up about the way the athletic director was running the program either. This program was about as bad as it could be when Coach was hired. And I really think that he's the right guy, and he's going to get it done. And today, if you take away the turnovers that we had, which I know they'll get that corrected, but off those turnovers came 13 points. And if you don't turn the ball over where we turned it over and they don't get those 13 points, the score was 37-24. But that's just ifs, buts, and when. But I really think we're going to have a winning season. I do. In my heart, I think we're going to win more than we lose.
Well, and that'd be a great situation. And really this year, too, is kind of a mulligan year for everybody because everybody basically gets a redshirt year, is my understanding this year. So you almost have nothing to lose this year. Give everybody, hopefully, as much experience as you can, and then really kind of build for next year. Because this is going to be a weird year anyway. No one's even sure how postseason works this year. We're not even sure if they're going to have bowl games right now.
Yeah. Not even sure if we'll finish the season.
Right, exactly. So at this point,
not sure if we have a game next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just take it week by week and get as much experience as you can and really build towards next year. That's what I'm looking at. I'm kind of looking at the big picture where I feel like whatever happens this year, they're going to get a pass on. And then really kind of use this year to build for next year. If you can end up, Coach, like you said, with a winning season, that's almost gravy, I think, at this point. That'd be incredible.
Well, even if we wind up 5-5, I think we got 10 scheduled. We have 9
right now.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope we win at least 5.
Troy,
big step in the right direction.
Yeah, we get to these other callers, Troy D. We'll see you, talk to you Monday in the 5 o'clock hour on Pirate Radio Live.
Sounds good. Great job today, guys. Appreciate everything y'all do.
All right, thanks for checking in, Troy D. They're joining us. Was at the game today. Let's go to, trying to remember all the names I had for him. Our old intern, Atticus. The Doc. Prodigy was one of his names. Atticus, what's up, buddy?
But I don't want to ask how's it going because I know that's a big pet peeve. So, and to be fair, I know how it's going. We've had a little bit of a rough afternoon, but I'll get into it. I've been struggling to think of a question I'll lead off with. Right, I wanted to call into the fifth quarter. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to lead off with, so I'll kind of start off with this, and we'll see how it's going. I came to ECU in 2016. We beat Western Carolina. We beat NC State. And then we go to South Carolina, and we turn the ball over a bunch. And ever since then, it hasn't been the same. So my question is, when was the last time it hurt the same way it has hurt for me? I've been the Pirate Nation officially for 5 years, where we've just been tortured by all sorts of unfortunate events. When was the last time we were, subdued to this sort of run?
When was the last time? What? We've lost this much. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I didn't really wrap a bell on it as well as I would have liked to at the end here.
Atticus,
But,
I've been here 10 hours, man. You're gonna have to tighten up on me if you're gonna call in at this point in the show.
What I'm saying is, when was the last time, our we had a 4 or 5 year run that was like this?
I think we're in the midst of the worst run in ECU history, I believe. And we had some, of course, lean years with Logan's last year into John Thompson. Skip's first year, you're able to go 5-6. And then the second year, you get to a bowl game. Yeah. And
4 bowls in a row with Skip.
Yeah. And you're hoping Mike Houston is the Skip of this era, right? He comes in, the program is in rough shape, and they can turn it around. But, yeah, Atticus, I mean, unfortunately, your ECU experience was not a positive one with you on campus, and maybe now that you're away from campus, things can get better.
Absolutely not. And for the basketball team, obviously, it was atrocious as well, but that's par for the course. But we have Joe Dooley steering the ship in the right direction. The baseball team, of course, actually, producing. I had a follow-up, and I can't remember. It's been a long day for me, as well as it has been for you. I got you on the TV here, and you're a little bit delayed, so I'll see you laughing at me here in a second. But so before I run, I just want to hear some words of encouragement, because, like, for me, I'm a Mike Houston guy. I have faith in him that he's going to turn it around. So let's hear some sort of positivity that Mike Houston's going to be the guy to turn the ship around. Let's hear it, and then I'm going to get off your stream before I keep making less and less sense.
ECU ran the ball for 244 yards today. Blake Harrell in game 1, his defense was locked in and kept the game close in the first quarter before it got out of hand. A lot of young talent on defense. Here's a few reasons to be excited. I don't know. You got any more, Coach?
That's good.
Why you should be. Craig has a new nickname for you, Atticus, on Facebook Live. He says we should call you Smokey. So I thought that was pretty good. All right, Atticus. See you, buddy. See you gone. Let's go to Bryce. Not in L.A. today, in Corolla, North Carolina. Hello, Bryce.
Good afternoon, everybody. And as I said to Shirley Rhodes, Happy New Year, Happy New Season. As you can tell, I'm not, ridiculously upset. I thought, look, 3 turnovers in the first quarter, and as Coach said, not just the points that we would have stopped, but what we could have gotten. And, I think there's jitters out there. But I tell you, another positive is that having a real pro in the booth, or whether they're remote, like Mike Golick and those guys, I didn't hear Eastern one time today. It was awesome.
That's good, especially since it was on ABC. We had a nice professional broadcast there.
Yeah, they definitely got through at least 7th grade English, so we're all right there. I love the rushing. Those defenders, they seem scrappy, and after a while, you just got to give them some support. And I think Clip, you had it on your Twitter about like exceeded all my expectations already today.
Yeah, I might have tweeted that about the defense a little early. I said no matter what the score is, the defense exceeded my expectations. And I did have the final score 54-30. They gave up 51, so maybe they did exceed my expectations by 3 points, Bryce.
Yes. That's. I eventually had to. I'm in the middle of moving or shooting the movie down here and stuff like that, and to get a chance to see some of the catch-up points there at the end. But it's got to be tough too, playing that big stadium. Everybody's empty. You got to get used to that, and so I'm not upset. That's a team again that all those guys on ESPN, like, these guys have a legitimate shot at going to the playoffs. And we didn't get. Not to say that Marshall would have been easy or anything, because they put up some points as well, but we had no sort of tune-up game. And I think as long as we get the little mistakes, knocked out. I know there's a few times that guys were missing, some communications on their routes. And UCF had some fantastic DBs. That was really. Holton rolled out so many times and had to, run or toss it away. He must have everybody must have been frustrated. I didn't think that UCF had that good of a secondary. But I guess the rich get richer. But anyhow, I'm not mad, I'll try. I'm sure at this point I'll be repeating what everybody else said, but glad to hear you guys back on. And I actually might be in Greenville next weekend, so I might come kick down y'all's door and say, hey.
Yeah, stop on by, Bryce. Appreciate it, man.
Go Pirates, everybody.
Coach Smith, they got some talent in the secondary UCF, and they appear to be well coached as well.
Well, he mentioned the secondary, and they play with 5 DBs. They have a nickel back. The 5 defensive backs are all seniors. 3 of them are fifth-year seniors, redshirt seniors. So you had 3 that were in their 5th year and 2 were in their 4th year. So very, very experienced secondary.
All right, last call for your calls, 317-1250. We'll be back to wrap things up and get to your final calls on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. We're back after this.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's. What can I get you?
Can I get a vodka soda with a lime, please?
No liquor, just beer. We have beer out the wazoo. And we don't even know what a wazoo is. IPAs, sours, gozas, wheats, stouts, porters, you name it, we got it. Drink 100 beers and join the Notch Club. Don't be a nerd. Ask about the Notch Club. Yeah, we've got the best craft beer in Greenville.
Awesome. I'll take a pack to us light.
You got it, on the way.
Jack Brown's Beer and Burger Joint, located at 805 Dickinson Avenue, right in the heart of Uptown Greenville.
Get your ice cold Bud Light, Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
Every team knows that the 2-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Hey, Dad, what's for dinner?
How about CPW's?
Is that the restaurant with the really good lasagna?
It sure is.
Is that the place we got the awesome meat pizza?
Yep, that's the place. Should we do dine in or take out?
I'm tired of eating it. Let's go there!
Just say no to cooking tonight and bring the family, or make it a date night at CPW's. CPW's is open daily at 3 p.m. and has been serving the Greenville community since 1995. CPW's in the Food Line Shopping Center near the hospital.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find them at U.S. Cellular because we speak fair. Plus, when you switch right now, you can get $500 off the latest phones. Upgrade to fair. Upgrade to U.S. Cellular. Requires new postpaid service plan, new line port in, credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month RIC. Taxes, fees, and additional terms apply.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent of U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Pirate Radio 1250 and 930.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250, last call for your calls. Coach Smith and I were talking about Georgia State and where they play, and they renovated the old Turner Field, kind of turned it into a football stadium. Looks nice, Coach, right there in Atlanta, and hoping they can get that game in next Saturday. That'll be ECU's next contest. We'll be with you 8 a.m. next Saturday morning on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We'll do it all over again and be with you on the fifth quarter coming up after the game next week. All right, let's tie a bow on this one, Coach. Your final thoughts on the 51-28 loss today for East Carolina.
Yesterday's history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Today's a gift from God. Now we've got a week to get ready for the next one, and I still think we can have a winning season. I know that the coaches will get the mistakes cleaned up, and hopefully we'll go to Georgia State next week and come back with a win.
Excited to see the improvements that are made because Troy referenced it, and I asked you yesterday on the show, Coach, is it a cliche or is it legit that you make your most improvements from week 1 to week 2? So Coach Harrell's going to get with this young defense and hopefully clean up some things for next week.
I would agree with that statement. You do make a lot of improvement from the first game to the second game. So a lot of people don't think about the coaching staff. The defensive staff, this is the first time they've been together. The whole defensive staff's new from last year, so it's the first game that they worked together.
And you brought up the point, they're not only teaching the kids, but learning how to communicate with one another when they're under fire in a game, especially when the offense is moving as fast as they were today, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get things corrected when you're going against a no-huddle offense, and you got two guys in the press box with headsets on, and they're talking to two guys on the sideline. I'm pretty sure that's the way they did it. And then you got to, get the communication from upstairs to the coaches on the sideline, and the coaches on the sideline got to get it to the players.
And the 3 and outs and the missed fourth down and then those fumbles, those sudden changes.
There's no way
you're right.
Communicate.
They're right in the middle of teaching the defense something on the sideline, and they got to get back on the field. So there you go. Coach, enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
You're welcome. Enjoyed it.
You heard it from the Pirate Nation. They appreciate you and what you did as a coach and what you do now with us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Shirley, we good to go. No more calls, so we can wrap it up. Shirley, awesome job. Great to spend another full Saturday with you.
Yep, good to be back.
Big Dog, Glenn Griffin, great job with the video production, monitoring the Zoom and everything else today. Awesome work. And thanks to everybody who was a part of today's Bud Light pregame tailgate and U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Thank you for calling in, for watching, for tuning in on Pirate Radio. And guess what? We'll do it all over again next week for the Big Dog, Shirley Rhodes, and Rick Smith. I'm Clip Brock. So long, everybody.
You have been listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Join us next time for complete postgame coverage of East Carolina football, exclusively on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.